In last video, we have seen about probability, the concept of probability. Also, we have seen the empirical approach to probability, theoretical approach to probability. So, probability is just the measure of uncertainty of various phenomena numerically. Experimental probability or empirical probability means this empirical probability is actually based on the experiments. That is why it is also called as experimental probability. For example, if you toss a coin 500 times, you are tossing a coin 500 times and you are getting a head, say 240 times you are getting the head, and the tail, say 260 times you are getting the tail. So here we would say that in a single throw of coin, probability of getting the head is just 240 by 500. Okay, so we have tossed a coin 500 times and we got the head 240 times and we got the tail 260 times. So probability of getting the head is 240 by 500. So again, suppose we are tossing the coin. Now we are tossing the coin 1000 times and say we are getting the head 530 times and we are getting the tail 470 times. So here we are getting the tail and 530 times we are getting the head. Then we would say that in a single throw of coin, probability of getting the head is 530 by 1000. So we can see that in various experiments we are getting different probability for the same event. Here we are getting 530 times when you are throwing 1000 times, and here we are getting 240 times. So we are getting different probability for the same event. So to overcome this, they have introduced theoretical probability. So the limitations of experimental probability, we can say that we would get different probability for the same event, as just now we have seen in tossing the coin. And also second limitation is it is very expensive to repeat this experiment in certain scenario. For example, it is very difficult to repeat the experiment like launching the satellite so many times. It is difficult, as well as it is expensive. So these are the limitations of experimental probability. So in this chapter we are going to study about theoretical probability, and whenever we say probability, the meaning is theoretical probability. Before going to study in detail about theoretical probability, we need to know some of the terms. So let's see what are the basic concepts in probability. So the first term is random experiment. Random experiment means the experiment in which all the possible outcomes are known and the exact outcome cannot be predicted in advance is called as random experiment. For example, tossing a coin. You know all the possible outcomes when you do this experiment. When you toss a coin, you know all the possible outcomes are either you will get head or you will get tail. But we cannot predict whether you are getting head or tail. So that is an example for random experiment. Tossing a coin is an example for random experiment. Now second one is rolling an unbiased die. We know that when you roll a die, we have the probabilities, we have the outcomes are either you will get the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. You can see if this means the number is 6. So either 6 dots will come or 1 dot will come or 2 dot will come. So you know all the possible outcomes, but we cannot predict which number will come. How many number of dot will appear on the top, we cannot predict. So rolling an unbiased die is also an example for random experiment. Now third example is drawing a card from a pack of well shuffled cards. We know all the possible outcomes. Either you will get a king, queen, or either you will get a red card, or you will get a club, heart, spade, diamond. You know all the possible outcomes, but we cannot predict what you will get. So that is also an example for random experiment. Next definition is event. So what do you mean by an event? Collection of all or some of the possible outcomes is called as event. For example, in tossing a coin, we can say that H is the event of getting a head. Or if you throw two coins simultaneously and let E be the event of getting at least one head. E be the event of getting at least one head. We can say like that. So that is another event. So the E will contains at least one head, means the first coin can show head, second coin can show tail, or first coin can show tail, second coin can show head, or both the coin can show head. So this is an example for event. Next is equally likely events. A given number of events are said to be equally likely if none of them is expected to occur in preference to others. For example, if we roll an unbiased die, each number is equally likely to occur. If you roll a die, we can see there are 6 numbers in the die, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all these are equally likely to occur. We cannot predict, but all the events are equally likely to occur. In the same way, if you toss a coin, either you will get head or tail. So both getting head or tail are equally likely to occur. Or if I say a simple example, a baby is born, it is a boy or a girl. So I can say that this is an equally likely event because a baby can be either a boy or a girl. So both the outcomes have equally likely chances. One more example. A driver attempts to start a car. The car starts or does not start. The outcome is not equally likely. Why? Because the car starts normally. Only when there is some defect, the car does not start. So usually the car will start. So this is not an equally likely event. Now next is elementary event. An event having only one outcome of the experiment is called as elementary event. For example, you can see a glass jar here. Inside the glass jar, 3 balls are of same size and shape is there. One is of red color, other is of green color, and third one is of yellow color. Now, I want to take one ball from this glass jar without looking this glass jar. So what is the probability of getting a green ball? So total we have 3 balls and we have only one green ball. So the probability of getting the green ball is 1 by 3. Same way, we will take another event, that is taking a yellow ball from this glass jar. So what is the probability of getting the yellow ball from this glass jar? Again it is 1 by 3. And probability of getting the red ball is also 1 by 3. So I can say that this event of getting a red ball from the glass jar is an example for elementary event because this event is having only one outcome. So such type of events are called as elementary events. Even we can say one more example, that is if you toss a coin, what is the probability of getting a head or what is the probability of getting a tail? The probability of getting a head is half, same way probability of getting a tail is half. So this is also an example for elementary event. Here we have only one outcome. So such events are called as elementary events. Now I can give you one more example. If I throw a dice, let E be the event of getting a number greater than 4 when you throw a dice. Getting a number greater than 4. So what is the probability? What is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? When you throw a dice, we have total 6 outcomes. 4, 5, 6. These are the 3 numbers. These are the 6 numbers you get when you throw a dice. From this, what is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? There are 2 outcomes, that is 5 and 6. So you can say 2 by 6 is the probability of getting a number greater than 4. Or we can say that this event E is not an example for elementary event, because this event E has got 2 outcomes, 5 and 6. In earlier case, we can see that the probability of getting a green ball from the jar is 1 by 3. That means probability or the event has got event of getting a green ball from the jar has got only one outcome. So this is an example for elementary event, whereas we can say that this is event of getting a number greater than 4 when you throw a dice is not an example for elementary event. Next we have sure event or certain event and impossible event. So the probability of an event which is sure to occur is 1. Such events are called as sure event or certain event. And the probability of an event which is impossible to occur is 0. Such event is called as impossible event. For example, when you throw a dice, the probability of getting a number less than 7 is a sure event, because always we will get a number either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is a sure event that when you throw a dice, you will get a number which is less than 7. At the same time, impossible event means, I can take the same example. When you throw a dice, the probability of getting a number 8. So that is an impossible event, because I am sure that I will not get a number 8 when I throw the dice, because it has got only the numbers from 1 to 6. So this is an example for impossible event. So these are the basic concepts that you should know before learning probability. Thank you for watching my video.